Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, back again with some Sorare content. Man, honestly, I missed the game weeks being back. Now, the last game week we obviously played in and that I uploaded a video for was game week 280. And if we look at game week 280, we will see an absolute shambles. Why, you might ask? Well, it is because the main squads that we put together, the under 23 rare pro at the time, really struggled. Like every single player right here had a very, very hard time, and it just didn't work out for me. Keaton Parks got subbed in. Fuji had a bad game. They conceded like 3 goals. Castellanos and Jesus Ferreira didn't perform. So it was a shame because I felt strong with that under 23 lineup. But I felt even stronger with this lineup right here. Slovik, Morishige, Pablo Ruiz, Hill, and Cecilia. Now, it came down to Pablo Ruiz DNPing. I was about 75 points away from getting a reward, I believe. And what is even more painful is that Sasaki, who was in my threshold grind team, did get 76 points. So technically, if we moved him over there, we would have gotten ourselves a reward. But it is what it is. That is how things work out sometimes, and you can't always expect to get rewards. So even though I was looking forward to game week 280 like it was Christmas and I was about to get a massive present, it just didn't work out. Now, for this upcoming game week, we will go into SorareData. Also, before I say anything about this, SorareData has a new function, which is the watch list function. Right below my camera, I think you can see it right here. It says new watch list, right here. You can press that and create a new watch list that you can make public or keep it for yourself. Now, this one, for example, I just put in for Bants, I guess. So we have put in the players that I have in under 23, Heidel, Saliba, Kökçü, Sinistera, Vito Ferreira, the team that I want to use for under 23 rare in the upcoming season. Now, when we look at their prices, this is something I absolutely love. So we go into 6 months and we take a look at their prices. So their price began at around 11,627 euros 6 months ago, back in December. And now, technically, this team is available for 7,298. So you can clearly see a massive decline in terms of the fiat valuation. But in terms of ETH, we are up there now. So basically 6 months ago, 3.3 ETH, and now it's all worth together 6.8 ETH, which is incredible. So if you are an ETH maximalist and you bought players a long time ago, now's the time to basically sell your gallery and sit on the sidelines, I guess, because I feel like crypto-wise, we're probably going to go sideways for, I would say, at least a year. The global economic situation hasn't necessarily gotten better ever since the last video. The rate hikes and everything are still happening in the US. I watched a couple of the hearings that the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, had. And all I'm hearing there is they are going to continue to hike the rates up and do that to fight inflation, which is obviously very important. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. Up until the Fed changes their stance and kind of slows down the rate hikes or even stops them or starts bringing them down, I think that's when the bull market is on again and things will go up again. But until then, there's a lot of uncertainty. So if you feel like, hey, you know what, I might be better just taking out the ETH right now and just sitting on the sidelines, this might be a good time to do so. At least in the last 6 months, this has been a time that basically compares to the highs of the gallery around the February-March time for me. And yeah, you could take it out if you want to. I don't want to because I love the game too much. I absolutely love this game, but this feature is absolutely incredible. I really, really do like this. Now, for an example, we can just go ahead and put together a watch list together now. Let's do All-Star Pro. Let's do that. Create that list, and then let's start adding players in. I wish this, like, maybe a suggestion from me would be if I want to put together a watch list and I press add players, maybe there should be something where I can add players from my gallery, because obviously those are the most important ones to me. So we're going to add in Slovik. Then we're going to add in Morishige. I just want to see like how the price of these players that I have in my All-Star Pro team have evolved, because I feel like we will be able to see a massive difference between the European players and the summer players right here. So let's jump in there and take a look at it. So right here, that's the All-Star Rare Pro team that I use. Obviously, Morishige and Slovik are to be considered as super rares. But looking at it in terms of rare, we can see right here, 6 months ago. Are you freaking kidding? 460 euros? Really? Is that? Oh, no, that's average price. Oh, my God. I was about like, what the hell? That can't be true. So, yeah, 6 months ago, these players were worth 2,300 euros at the time. And now you can see they are worth up to 7,686. They peaked around April. So the summer players seem to peak a little bit later than the European ones, which makes sense because obviously then the season is really heating up. So 11,299 at that point in time. Right now, they're worth 7,686, which is obviously still a lot more than 6 months ago. So those are a few things that I absolutely love. You can individually track the player prices here as well. Gil, you have Cecilia, who obviously made the biggest difference here on this price chart. And then you have the other three lads down here as well. In terms of ETH, when we look at it, it should be a massive jump as well. So yeah, there we go. 1.27 ETH 6 months ago could have gotten you all these players. And now you will have to pay 7.1. Incredible. Really an amazing, amazing feature to look at. I personally will be using the watch list feature a bunch of times. Huge shout out to Andrew Laird and everyone who continue to improve SorareData to a point where it actually feels like a crime that we are using this for free. But let's go into my lineup builders now. Let's start talking about it. Now, this is something that I absolutely love. Obviously, SorareData have brought in community team building now as well, which means you guys can go into my gallery. You can search up Johnny Sports, go into my gallery, right? And then press the lineup builder. I mean, we can do it together, I guess. Johnny Sports, lineup builder. And then you can start building the lineups for the community building side of things. And I can basically go ahead and see what teams you guys would have picked for me. So that I absolutely love. And that helps to kind of, you know, see what people think. So let's go into All-Star Rare Pro. We are looking at the team from Focus here. I believe he is a Dutch YouTuber, if I'm not mistaken. I think that one is new. So when we look at the players, most picked players, goalkeepers, everyone has picked Slovik. Defenders, everyone has picked Morishige. And then 43% have also added in Sasaki into the team. Then for the midfielders, 100% have picked Gil. And then 43% have picked Acosta here. Ruiz, only 14%. In terms of forwards, we are looking at Cecilia, who has been picked 86% of the time. Castellanos, 14% of the time, which is quite interesting. So let's go through all these teams right here. It seems like the most popular lineup people would like to see is either Slovik, Morishige, Sasaki, Gil, and Cecilia, or it's Slovik, Morishige, Acosta, and Cecilia. That seems to be what people want me to pick. So we'll talk about that in a second. Focus's team is right there. SR Monkey, who's a very successful Sorare manager here as well. He has put together the team here as well, which I like because that is probably the team that I possibly will go for because I believe in Pablo Ruiz. But we'll talk about that in a second. This one is a bit of more of a safe bet, I guess. With Sasaki in the lineup instead of Pablo Ruiz. Then we have the same one right here. I believe it's literally the same. Yes, it is. And then we have Leardino coming in with the Acosta, who has a matchup against Orlando at home. But he also has Castellanos, which I can never not put Cecilia into All-Star Rare Pro. I love you, Laird, but I can't do it, my man. Then the Hoodwink team right here. Another very successful manager on Sorare. He has put in Acosta as well. It seems like there's how many people have put in Pablo Ruiz? Only one? Wow, only one person put in Pablo Ruiz. Am I doing it wrong? If we look at my teams from this game week, and this is what I love, this kind of helps me to, you know, look at what other people think about my teams from the outside looking in, because I personally could be very biased putting my teams together based on historical things that certain players have done for me. But for that specific game week, it might not be the right choice. So let's delete every single one of my teams. Let's take part in these tournaments. Let's dive into the rare, of course, and we go into the All-Star Rare Pro. So what people are saying technically is I should go with Slovic, Morishige, and then it comes down to Acosta or Sasaki. Now, Sasaki is a 54 point opponent rating. He's playing for the 5th place team against the 12th place team. They are playing away from home, which obviously is a factor. He has been picked 1, 2, 3 times. Acosta has been picked 1, 2, 3 times as well. Now, Acosta plays at home. My only worry with Acosta, I don't know what it is with him, but recently, he has not played as much, has he? I mean, no, just the last game, he has been subbed in, which was really confusing because they had a long break and then he didn't play. I wonder if he's carrying an injury with him or not. I like Acosta, though. He's playing at home and he's not necessarily decisive reliant to get to those 70s. Now, I like Acosta a lot. When we look at Sasaki, we will have to make a big decision right here. So for Sasaki, we are looking at incredible scores lately, man. 80 and 74 right there. Obviously, no decisive reliancy at all. Obviously, if they can pick up a clean sheet, he gets that plus 10 bonus. And their opponent, when they play against them last time, they did get a 1-0 victory against them last time. He only got 55 points in that game. Maybe whoever he plays against there just has his number. I mean, I don't know. I mean, looking at the individual performance there, I guess Sasaki would be the more safe option for like a 50, but Acosta could have higher upside. I'll go for these 4, obviously. And then Pablo Ruiz, I wanted to put into this team, but it seems like he's not needed in here. We could go for... my gut tells me I should go for Pablo Ruiz. I don't know why, guys. I don't know why. Because if we look at Pablo Ruiz and the match he has coming up... decisions. I hate this time. It's nice to have a choice, right? That's really good. So Pablo Ruiz against Columbus. Columbus have just picked up a big striker, by the way. I think he's going to join them at the start of next month when the transfer window officially opens. They have brought in a youngster. I think his name was Chuco Hernandez or something. He used to play for Watford. A young, talented player that could play striker for them. I think that could turn things around for Columbus in the second half of the season for sure. But so last game, Pablo Ruiz did not play because his dad passed away. So I guess I don't know if he's going to be ready to play yet. Maybe I don't risk it. Maybe I put Ruiz in a different lineup. So it is actually in between Acosta and Sasaki. Sasaki has a higher opponent rating, but Acosta plays at home. Let me take a look at Orlando's last few games. Let me go to Moutinho right here, a player I know that plays for Orlando. And let's take a look at their last few games. So 2-1 win against Houston, 1-1 draw against Hill, his team, a 3-1 loss against Dallas at home. Away from home, how's Orlando doing? Away from home, 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw, 1-0 win against Toronto, 4-1 loss against Montreal. And then they have another win against Columbus Crew. I mean, they're not necessarily doing too bad. Away from home against LA Galaxy, another win right there, a draw against Portland. You know what? I think I'm going to go Sasaki. I think I'm going to go the safe route on this one, boys. Sasaki goes into the team. Hill is the captain. Bang. At least for now. I might make some last-second changes, but the fact that Pablo Ruiz is not in the all-star team puts him now technically into this team right here. So Fuji goes into this one. Fausto Vera goes into this one because Keaton Parks has played 90 minutes midweek, so I don't know if he starts. I highly doubt he does. And then for the attack here, for the under-23, it's in between Jesus Ferreira and Valentin Castellanos. Now, let's take a look at the under-23 Rare Pro teams that people have put together for me. So it seems like the most picked players, goalkeeper Osako, clearly. Defense, Haruya Fuji. Lee Han-dom is not confirmed fit yet, so we're going to ignore that. Midfielders, we have Pablo Ruiz and Fausto Vera, so both of them have been picked for most of the lineups. And then for the strikers, it's basically 50-50. Now, Jesus Ferreira playing against Austin. If I'm not mistaken, Austin is in Texas, right? So Dallas and also Austin, both being from Texas, that should be a massive game. Now, odds-wise, it looks like it is heavily in the favor of Austin, while the game between Philadelphia and New York seems to be a bit more balanced. It's a 34% chance, and he has a better opponent score as well. Oh, man. Castellanos has not stepped up that last game I put him in. But how many times does Castellanos not step up? 2 games back-to-back where he didn't score. It is about damn time, isn't it? It really is. Let me take a look at Ferreira here. Jesus Ferreira, how's it looking? By the way, I hope you guys enjoy this long-term content here, because we are actually like doing a proper lineup builder video here, looking at the lineup builders from other people that they have put together for me, which I absolutely love, by the way. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to every single one of you for helping me out here and making me think about these lineups. Now, Jesus Ferreira, if we take away the substitutions and benched games, and we look at the games he starts, which is an amazing feature. You guys should definitely use this. You can see when he starts, he does do really well. Now, last time against Austin, how did you do, my man? Can I find a game against Austin here? Yes, 70-point game. Okay, that is a very important metric to look at. 91-point game. Oh, wow. 5-3 victory. Guys, I think I'm leaning towards Jesus Ferreira. Let me take a final look at Castellanos and his scores against Philadelphia. So let's go ahead and take away the substitutions and everything. And let's see how he played against Philadelphia the last few times. So here it is, a 2-0 loss not too long ago against Philadelphia right there. That is a big red flag to me. You know what? That was at home as well. That was at home. So now they're playing away. 1-1 draw, 77 points. That was in 2021. No, I think I'm gonna go with Jesus Ferreira on this one, guys, and Pablo Ruiz. I think that's the way we're gonna run it. I think the captain for me is gonna be Pablo Ruiz. He's more guaranteed to get a decent AA game. And Jesus Ferreira, if he pops off, he can get 90 points by himself. He has a higher percentage as well. So that is the Under 23 Pro team. Now the All-Star team to put together. I bought myself a goalkeeper who could be injured, might not be injured, but we'll see what happens. Kim Yong-kwang goes into this one. Marlon goes alongside him. Acosta goes into this team. Brenner and also Castellanos go into the All-Star Rare squad. I will go ahead and captain Acosta on this one. And technically speaking, I'm not necessarily expecting wonders from this team. I'm not expecting anything but a threshold. Ideally, I would love to pick up a threshold from here. Marlon and Kim are both players I bought to be able to put together an actual starting lineup without commons into the All-Star Rare. So those are going to be my teams. We have now decided, after looking at you guys, your guys' teams, which I really, really appreciate you guys going ahead and putting together these teams for me. Focus, Brones, SR Monkey, Sorare Advice, Lairdinho, Hoodwink, all of you guys. Thank you so much for spending time on this. I really, really do appreciate it. It helps me a lot to kind of feel more confident in what I do, or at least question what I'm doing, looking at the teams that some experienced managers have put together themselves. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Jesus Ferreira for the Under 23. Now, I really desperately need a reward again. It's been a long time. I don't need it in terms of monetary value or anything like that. I just need it for my confidence again. Last time we won something was in game week 272. That's a long time ago. Now, obviously, we had the 4-game week break, but I feel like with the players that we have, we should be in the rewards, especially the All-Star Rare Pro. We have to be in there. So hopefully this week we can make it in there. Let's take a look at the rewards pool together. So the Star Rares, I don't know. They're still Kimmich. There's still a Kimmich in there. Messi, Neymar, Vlahovic, 14 hills. If I could get myself a hill, I was thinking, I don't know why, but for some reason I was thinking if I win a hill, I sell him and I buy myself an entire limited squad that I play in All-Star Limited throughout the entire season. That was something I thought about. But if I do win something massive, I need to make some big decisions, because if we go into my gallery, you can see that I put together a couple of squads. So for the Gas Pro, obviously this is my Gas Pro team. Sasaki is in there as well. For the under 23 rare, this is the team that we have. Ideally, I want to play under 23 rare pro. So if I was to win a massive reward, ideally what I need to do is I need to buy at least two super rares from the European region that I feel confident in. Because with the under 23 rare pros that I have right now, I like Fuji, I like Parks, I like Vera, but these are not outstanding players. They are not guaranteed bangers each week. So if I do win big, I'm prepared to pay big for guaranteed bangers for under 23 pro. So we'll see about that later on. But for now, this is the under 23 pro pool that we have. And then Champion Europe, we need to improve as well, because Mazraoui at Bayern, Dimitri Payet at Marseille. I like those options. I need to add a couple of players in there. Obviously, top tier players to be able to compete in Champion Europe. But because I personally highly believe that the Premier League is hopefully going to be coming, I want to have a good Champion Europe team to be able to compete for those Premier League players rather than buying them on the market overpriced. That's basically the plan. But those are the lineups, my friends. And you know what? I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see a new game week again. It excites me so much. Every single game week that begins, my mind is just popping off. I'm thinking this could happen, that could happen, this could happen. I'm going to watch this game. I'm going to watch this game. I think that's the beauty of this game, honestly. I think this game just gives me so much joy. Let's put together the the team for... Wait, why is Takaoka not here? Oh no, he's not supposed to be in this team. I need a defender for commons. I don't have one, so I'm desperately in need for a common defender. I wish I picked up Lodero at the time I wanted him. He's doing incredible things, but we're going to go ahead and put that team together. So these are the teams that we put together now. All-Star Pro with the likes of Slovik Morishige, Sasaki, Hill, Cecilia, under 23 rare pro. We're going to rely on Fausto Vera instead of Keaton Parks, because Fausto Vera is set in that starting lineup. Keaton Parks has just played a 90-minute game midweek, so I'm assuming he's going to be on the bench. Pablo Ruiz and Jesus Ferreira finish off that under 23 rare pro squad. Rare all-star, ideally hoping for a threshold. If it somehow gets a reward, amazing. That would be great. And the commons, just hoping to pick up a defender so I can finally field an actual team here that can compete. But yeah, guys, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to hop across to the gym right now and yeah, enjoy myself. Have a good day. Take care and peace.